Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Sorry, we were just posting.
Yeah, we're addicted to our social media technology.
So, if you're living in the 2016s, you know that social media is crazy and it's overwhelming all of us these days. You can't go to a stoplight anymore and not see somebody on their phone typing, texting, looking at their Facebook page, something. You go out to dinner and people are not engaged with their family or their date. They're doing this the whole time. And we don't realize what it's doing to us, but it's causing a constant flow of anxiety, and we can't get quiet inside. And we need noise constantly. The television going, the social media, the iPads, the TV, it's not enough anymore. And so because of it, our mind's getting affected by it. Our clarity of thinking is getting affected by it. Our relationships are getting affected by it. Everything is getting affected by this media source.
Our bodies included.
Absolutely.
Because there's never any downtime. You're constantly looking to see who posted what next. Oh, they're really eating that for dinner, which I can't get my head around that. But okay. So you're constantly on this. There's no downtime. Eventually, It's going to take its toll physically as well as the other things that Jen is mentioning.
Absolutely. So your mind's getting affected by it. Your body's getting affected by it. Your relationships are getting affected by it. Your work's probably getting affected by it, and so is your sleep. So, and the flow just keeps on continuing and keeps on continuing. You might be overeating because you're not focused and present and thinking. There's just a myriad of different things that could be happening because of all the stress and overwhelm that we're experiencing from social media. So I thought maybe something good for us to tap on is just the overwhelm or overload of information that's constantly coming at us from social media. So if this is something that you think you've got an issue with, tap with us. If you don't think you have an issue with this, you probably still do. And this would be something for you to tap on as well. You might be surprised of what comes up for you in this. And so let's go ahead and get to some tapping.
Yeah. Now, the ironic part is you'll probably see this video on our social media page, but that's okay.
It's called balance.
Yeah, and that's the key here. Whether you're working with this or any other kind of issue, you want to get balance. We don't want Vulcans. We don't want emotionless robots. So you don't want to get necessarily to that point, but there's got to be a balance of things, and this is where the tapping that Jen's going to lead us through now is going to hopefully lead you to.
Wonderful. All right, guys, so let's get tapping. So I'm hoping you've already watched the instructional video and you know how to do some tapping. So I'm just going to assume you do, so let's get started. So as you know, start by tapping on the side of your hand. Take a nice deep breath. And I want you to just think about how you're feeling inside after looking at social media all day long, or you're scrolling through people's pictures, or you're on Instagram, and before you know it, you've wasted 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, 2 hours on social media, and you're starting to wonder, how did I get here? So go ahead and kind of tune into that feeling.
Or at this time, as we're recording this, we're in the middle of election season. So if you're getting caught up in all of the political banter, back and forth, guilty, focus there.
Yeah.
Because that came up in my mind as she was saying what she was saying. And I'm like, ooh. Okay. So if that's what's triggering you and you're getting addicted to the social media political debates,
okay.
in there.
So let's get to some tapping. So you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Even though I am overloaded.
I am overloaded.
And overwhelmed.
I
can't put down my phone. What am I going to do with that empty space?
What am I going to do with that empty space?
If I'm sitting at a stoplight. It wastes the time. It helps me to pass the time. And I don't want to be present. For some reason, I just don't want to be present. And I want to love and forgive myself. And I want to get quiet enough. To listen why. I want to love myself enough. To honor myself. And get quiet. And wonder why. Tap on the inside of the eyebrow. All this overwhelm. All the social media. It's too much. On the outside of the eye, I can't put it down. I'm looking at it at dinner. Underneath the eye, I'm not watching TV. Not unless I've got my iPad. Not unless I'm looking at my phone. I'm overwhelmed. Underneath the nose, I'm going to bed looking at it. I'm looking at a few more posts before I go to sleep. On the chin, I've got to see what's going on.
I have to see what's going on.
And it's overwhelming me.
And it's overwhelming me.
I'm getting stressed out.
I'm getting stressed out.
I can't control what's coming in anymore.
I can't control what's coming in anymore.
And I'm getting overwhelmed.
And I'm getting overwhelmed.
On the collarbone, it's media overload.
It's media overload.
It's constant media overload.
It's constant media overload.
It's not just the Facebook page.
It's not just the Facebook page.
There's advertising.
There's advertising.
There's pop-ups.
There's pop-ups.
It's information overload.
It's information overload.
Underneath the arm, and it's zapping my energy.
And it's zapping my energy.
I might not realize it while it's happening.
I might not realize it while it's happening.
But it's zapping my energy.
But it's zapping my energy.
And I'm not paying attention to me.
And I'm not paying attention to me.
Take a deep breath. Now, just kind of notice what came up for you there. You might have started to zoom in or focus in on something that you're doing with social media or how it's affecting you. If you're starting to go to sleep and your mind is just constantly busy, or you're having overactive dreams, or you can't fall asleep at all, you might be affected by what you're experiencing with social media. If you start to notice, oh yeah, that's right, I can't be quiet. Wow, what's really going on here? What is this doing to me? You're starting to lose your relationship with yourself. And it's very hard to listen to yourself and to listen to your intuition and listen to your gut and make good, healthy decisions when you've got so much chaos going on in your head.
Another useful way to maybe point at something to tap on would be this. Ask yourself, what would it be like if I unplugged for a day?
That's a great question.
Now, any resistance you might feel to that or any panic you might feel to that is an indication of where you want to go to start tapping with. So do that right now.
All right.
Ask yourself that question. I'm going to unplug from my social media for an entire day tomorrow. Now, I can see the emoticons coming on the comments on this video right now. Right? But what did that feel like? Did that feel, oh, okay, I could do that? Or did you feel like, no, I can't do that? Social media, the kind of connection that a lot of people have with social media borders on an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm going to put that last cigarette down. I'm not going to smoke it all tomorrow. You say that to somebody who's a smoker, they're going to be like, and they'll get there right off the hit. Oh, I got to tap on that. So your response to a kind of question like that would be an indicator that you need to do some more tapping, and you need to really start to be able to be the one who controls the social media interaction. You could turn it off whenever you want. Okay, that's where you want to get to. Not that we don't want you to turn it off completely, because we want you on our page. But the balance that Jen was talking about at the beginning, that's where you want to end up. You want to be the one driving the bus here, not the other way around.
You want to be proactive to what you're doing on social media instead of reactive. Set yourself a timer to how long you're going to be on.
I have some tapping to do there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
So let's do a little round of tapping on that. What would it feel like to have social media turned off? So give yourself a few seconds and think about what that would feel like to have it turned off. Okay, so now I want you to tap back on the side of the hand with us and just repeat after me. Even though logically I know I can turn off social media.
I know I could turn off social media.
Emotionally I'm scared. Who am I going to be without it?
What am I going
to do without it?
I'm
going to have to be present.
I'm going
to be bored. Where's my stimulation going to come from? I'm going to feel disconnected. And all those things feel really scary to me. On the inside of the eyebrow, I'm going to have to turn it off. And that makes me want to cry. On the outside of the eye, I'm not going to be able to see my friends. I'm not going to be able to share. I'm going to feel disconnected. Underneath the eye, that feels really scary to me. It feels overwhelming. Underneath the nose, it feels scary and overwhelming. On the chin, I'm going to feel disconnected. I'm going to be bored. What will I do? What will I do with myself? On the collarbone, I've got to stay busy. Or do I? Is this really good for me?
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 Underneath the arm, the most important relationship I have.
The most important relationship I have.
Is the relationship I have with myself.
Is the relationship I have with myself.
If I get quiet.
If I get quiet.
Maybe I can get centered.
Maybe I can get centered.
Maybe I can get clarity.
Maybe I can get clarity.
Maybe I can have more peace.
Maybe I can have more peace.
On the top of the head, maybe it'll be a good thing.
Maybe it'll be a good thing.
If I shut this thing down.
If I shut this thing down.
Things will start making sense.
Things will start making sense.
I can make better decisions.
I can make better decisions.
I could have more peace.
I can have more peace.
That feels good to me.
That feels good to me.
Take a deep breath. Now, depending where you're at in this process, you might have had some stuff that really came up for you. You might have a sense of boredom or loneliness or disconnected. And this is a much deeper issue that you're probably going to have to really look at.
Right.
There's also, like I said, as we're tapping on this, we lose relationship with ourselves. And that's the most important relationship we have. If we can't be quiet and still with ourselves, and we need to constantly be outside of ourselves to feel okay or good, then that's not healthy. It's not a good thing for us.
And it leads to a really important point where if we're using social media to escape whatever, the world around us, or escape from ourselves, again, things that we attach to in an almost addictive kind of fashion, there's a payoff for that. There's a reason why we're doing that. So as you tap and things come up, as Jen was saying, that's going to start leading you down that trail as to the whys. Why are you so apprehensive to let it go? Why don't you want to be with yourself in quiet? And a lot of people don't. Okay, I have people that I know, the TV's on at night, or they're not even watching it. They just need it in the background for whatever reason. As a society, sometimes a lot of people are just not used to or uncomfortable with just being with themselves and being quiet. So it's a good exercise to start exploring, why can't you put it down? What would it be if there was quiet? That kind of thing.
Yeah, and that leads to a lot of deeper emotional stuff that you might be trying to avoid. So, honor yourself, get quiet, listen, and see what's really going on in the inside. And I think we're good with this one today. So Until next time, keep on tapping, work through the things that are issues with you, find a good practitioner. You deserve it, you're worth it, and invest in you. So come visit us at EFT Tapping Team anytime, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
See you later.